The other thing that Keir Starmer said, and actually the Australian Foreign Minister for that matter, they want dialogue and diplomacy. Now, you tell me, Yoseph, how are you supposed to negotiate via dialogue and diplomacy with a murderous, vile dictatorship that has proven over and over again that it cannot be trusted?
This is just the same old same of Westerns do not understand the Middle Eastern mentality. And I'm sorry. I am sorry if I'm honest and direct with no political correct, because I don't care. I need to say the truth because I want to go down in the history as someone who said all the truth without trying to sugarcoat it in any way. So let's give all the truth. The Iranian regime, they want to butcher anyone who thinks of some, in a way, to take them down or to change the regime. That's why they call the Revolutionary Guards. Their mission is to protect the revolution that happened in the 70s, the Islamic Revolution. So they will do everything. That's why they massacred 40,000 plus people just in the last month. That's why they have zero human rights, women rights. And we've been saying that for all the time, but further than that, look at their chants. Since day one, they're chanting death to America and death to Israel. Why they are doing this? Because they know that in order for them to arrive to the big devil, which is the United States of America, they need to get rid of the small devil, which is the state of Israel. And if they manage to do that, then the next stage to the West and to America is even simpler for them. And that's why I will say it clearly. They do not want negotiations. They're going to fool you. They're going to play the game while they're speaking with you and telling you something in front of your face. Behind your back are doing completely the opposite. So I am warning everybody in the West. I am a Middle Eastern. I understand that mentality. The Iranian regime is a terrorist regime that wants to impose the Sharia law, not just in Iran, in every country in the Middle East, and after that, in every country in the Western world. So wake up, because the bottom line is, if we do not destroy the Iranian regime, it's going to be, one, bad for the Iranian people who want freedom, bad for Israeli security, bad for the Middle East, and bad for the Western world. By that, if you didn't get it, with all the evidence that there is against that regime, then you're nothing but a useful idiot to them to promote the agenda of a terrorist regime. So I will repeat again, wake up.
Yeah, look, I couldn't agree with you more. And Donald Trump is not just doing this for America. He's doing this for the survival of the West, because that is a dangerous regime who doesn't just hate America, but hates all of us. I think you're absolutely spot on. I've got to ask you about the real deranged response to the strikes by the left. Now, I saw that you went out to what looked like an anti-Israel, anti-Iran, anti-Iran strike, an anti-West gathering. And you look like you were being pushed around here. Tell us what was happening.
Well, first of all, this is a great example of the Israeli society. I'm an Arab, and there were actually Jews there protesting against the strike on the Iranian regime. Now, I should say it's a tiny, tiny minority. Yeah, but why I brought the information that I am an Arab? Because I hear so many people talking about Israel as being an apartheid state. Listen to me very carefully. If I lived under apartheid state and I did what I did yesterday in that protest, I would be already locked in prison for so many years that I couldn't remember how the light would be. But there I was, an Arab, protesting against Jews who are against the war, despite the fact that being minority, it was very important for me to come and tell the Iranian people, listen, don't see on the social media those tiny minority in Israel and think that the Israelis are against the war or against destroying the Iranian regime. It was very important for me to send them a clear message. We are with you guys. We want to see your freedom, and your win is our win, and your fight is our fight. And those tiny minorities, nothing, barely 20, 30, 40 people, no more than that, they not represent the Israeli society. And so for me, it was a great message to the Iranian people to tell them we are with you guys and we will fight together. And as well, an information video to any useful idiot who calls Israel an apartheid state.
Look, good on you. And I had a little laugh to myself because you really challenged these idiots. You put a lot of great questions to them and none of them could answer. Have a listen to this.
Why you oppose a war against a regime that killed, massacred 40,000 of its people? 40,000 of its people. What do you have to say to the Iranian people? What do you have to say to the Iranian people? 40,000 of their people died, killed, massacred, massacred. Do you have any message to the Iranian people? Huh? Do you?
And Yosef, they've got nothing to say. They've got nothing. You've got Iranians on the other side of the world celebrating. They're happy. They love Trump. They wanted this. And then, as you call them so well, useful idiots, you're asking them questions. Why don't they want to answer?
So let me tell you something. Literally about 5 minutes ago, I was on a live TV in Israel on a debate against one of the leaders of the people, the minority people, the tiny people, those who actually protested. And she was from the LGBT community. And I just wanted to do one thing. So I called my Persian friend who ran away from the Iranian regime and now is based in London. And I called him live on TV in Israel. And I put him on a speaker and I said, I have a question. What will happen to a transgender if he lived today in Tehran under the Iranian regime?